The calmest people you know are often the ones you should never underestimate. They don't yell, they don't argue, they don't seek attention. Yet somehow, when they walk into a room, the energy changes. Their silence speaks louder than other people's noise. You've met people like that, calm, composed, almost unreadable. And maybe you've wondered, why do they seem so untouchable? The truth is, peaceful people aren't born that way. They've simply fought enough battles within themselves that nothing outside can shake them anymore. They've been through humiliation without revenge, through heartbreak without bitterness, through chaos without losing their center. And that's what makes them dangerous, not to others, but to the illusions that control others. You can't manipulate someone who doesn't crave validation. You can't break someone who's already made peace with pain. You can't intimidate someone who's learned that silence is power. In this video, we'll explore why true peace is the highest form of strength, and how Stoic philosophy can help you build that same inner calm in a world that constantly tries to provoke you. Because in modern life, from office politics to online noise, the ability to stay calm when everyone else reacts is your greatest advantage. And at the end of this video, I'll share a Stoic exercise that can make you instantly more unshakable, even in the middle of chaos. In today's world, calm is often misunderstood. People think being quiet means you have nothing to say, that if you don't react, you don't care, that being peaceful is the same as being passive. But nothing could be further from the truth. Staying calm, truly calm, in the middle of noise, conflict, and pressure. That's not weakness, that's mastery. It's easy to yell when you're angry. It's easy to defend yourself when someone disrespects you. But it takes a different kind of power to sit there, look someone in the eye, and choose not to be dragged into their chaos. That's not softness. That's discipline. That's what the Stoics called strength through serenity. Think about daily life here, in the office, where deadlines pile up and everyone's voice gets louder. In traffic, when impatience turns into rage. Or even online, where one harsh comment can ruin someone's whole day. In Canada, we pride ourselves on being polite, composed, rational. But under that surface calm, so many people are breaking inside, exhausted by expectations, competition, and sudden stress. We're told to stay calm, but never taught how. Stoicism gives us that how. It shows that peace isn't pretending everything's fine. It's learning not to fall apart when things aren't. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled an empire in chaos, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't talking about being emotionless. He was talking about emotional precision, knowing when to speak, when to act, and when to let silence win for you. Imagine how different modern life could feel if we practiced that. Less burnout, less reactivity, more presence, more respect. You'd argue less, listen more, and feel stronger without ever raising your voice. This is the new definition of power. Not control over others, but control over yourself. And in a society that constantly tries to provoke you, that kind of control is rare. It's what makes calm people dangerous, because they can't be provoked, rushed, or a broken dot in the next part. We'll explore why peaceful people often intimidate others, and how this quiet strength works like gravity in the modern world. Have you ever noticed how silence makes some people nervous? When you stay calm during a heated moment, they don't feel safe. They feel threatened. It's strange, isn't it? You'd think calmness would make things better, but often, your composure exposes what others are running from. Their lack of control. In a world addicted to reaction, being calm feels unnatural. People expect immediate answers, emotional replies, instant engagement. When you pause instead of arguing, when you choose stillness over defense, it breaks their rhythm. They can't read you, and what they can't read. They fear. That's why calm people are so misunderstood. They're not detached from reality. They're simply detached from chaos. They're not emotionless. They've just learned to feel deeply without losing balance. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." He understood something that modern psychology now confirms. Calm is not the absence of emotion. It's emotional regulation. It's having emotions, but not letting emotions have you. Think about it in everyday life. In the workplace, everyone wants to appear confident. But when conflict rises, voices rise too. The calm person doesn't join the noise, and that quiet confidence unsettles others. Because deep down, people know whoever controls themselves controls the situation. It's the same in relationships. When one person argues and the other stays composed, frustration grows. The one who yells feels unheard. The one who stays calm seems powerful, even when they say nothing. That's because silence, when used with purpose, speaks louder than words. It says, "I'm not here to win this fight. I'm here to win my peace." In Canada, where emotional restraint is seen as politeness, many confuse suppression with serenity. But Stoicism teaches something deeper. True calm doesn't mean pushing feelings down. It means watching them rise and fall without letting them take control. You feel everything, but you choose your expression carefully, consciously. And that's what most people can't do. They confuse reaction with honesty, drama with passion, loudness with power. But real strength doesn't perform, it contains. The calm person doesn't need to prove they're right. They don't chase validation or approval. They simply operate from a place of quiet certainty. And that's what makes them intimidating. Because when someone doesn't need your attention, your praise, or your anger to exist, you lose control over them. You can't provoke them, manipulate them, or pull them into emotional games. And that's what makes peaceful people dangerous. Not in a violent way, but in a powerful one. Imagine someone yelling at you in a meeting. Their words sharp, their tone rising, trying to pull you into their energy. But you don't flinch. You breathe, you listen, you respond when you're ready, not when they demand it. That moment changes everything. Not because you silence them, but because you refuse to let them decide who you'll be in that moment. Calm doesn't mean you're powerless. It means you're in full control of your power. You're not reacting, you're responding. And that single difference can change every interaction you have, at work, in your family, online, everywhere. That's the essence of calm power. It doesn't dominate through fear, it disarms through composure. It's not loud, it's grounded. And in a world that rewards overreaction, staying grounded is almost revolutionary. The next time someone mistakes your peace for weakness, remember this: stillness isn't passive. It's a choice. It's the decision to stop letting the outside world dictate how you feel inside. That's not weakness. That's sovereignty. And that's exactly why peaceful people, the ones who smile instead of shouting, who pause before replying, who refuse to play emotional chess, are the most dangerous ones, because they've mastered the hardest battlefield of all, themselves. So when you meet someone who's calm under pressure, don't assume they're unaffected. Assume they've already fought enough wars within that nothing outside can break them anymore. Those are the people who move differently, quietly, steadily, intentionally. They don't chase attention. They attract respect, not by demanding it, but by embodying it. There's a science behind calm, and it's far more powerful than most people realize. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Your muscles tighten. Your mind narrows to survive the threat. That reaction once saved our ancestors from predators. But now, in the modern world, it's triggered by an email, a traffic jam, or a coworker's tone. Our nervous system can't tell the difference between a real tiger and a rude comment. That's why most people live in a constant fight-or-flight state, always ready to react, rarely able to rest. But Stoics, long before neuroscience, found a way to break this loop. Through awareness, through breathing, through mental distance, they understood that the body obeys the mind, and the mind obeys what it believes. When Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events," he was describing what modern psychology now calls cognitive control, the ability to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. Stillness, then, isn't a luxury. It's self-regulation, the ability to stay human in a world built to provoke your animal side. When you stay calm, something extraordinary happens inside your brain. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and empathy, stays active. You think clearer. You see options others miss. Meanwhile, the amygdala, the part that triggers fear and aggression, quiets down. This is why calm people often lead during chaos. They make better decisions, not because they know more, but because they can think while everyone else panics. A calm mind is like a still lake. It reflects everything clearly, but a stormy mind distorts even the truth. That's the Stoic principle of apatheia, not apathy, but emotional balance. Seneca wrote, "He who controls his anger controls his destiny." And modern science agrees. Emotional regulation predicts success more accurately than IQ. In Canada's fast-paced workplaces. This calm isn't just philosophical, it's practical. Managers trust it, teams depend on it, families feel safe around it. Calmness becomes invisible leadership, the kind that doesn't need titles or noise to influence. So when people mistake your calm for weakness, remember, it's actually your nervous system working with you, not against you. That's not silence. That's power disguised as peace. Modern society constantly challenges this calm. Every ping, every notification, every breaking news headline is designed to hijack your attention, to keep your amygdala busy. That's why it's getting harder to stay still, to think deeply, or even to be bored. But Stoicism offers a way back. It teaches you to pause, to observe, to reclaim your space from noise. And neuroscience now proves that this pause, even 3 seconds, can shift your brain from reaction to regulation. Try it the next time someone tests your patience. Breathe, observe. In that microsecond of stillness, your body stops being a victim of habit and becomes a servant of reason. The ancient Stoics practiced this through daily meditation, reflection, and journaling. Modern science calls it mindfulness. Different names, same goal. Mental clarity. In a society that glorifies busyness, stillness feels rebellious. But maybe rebellion is exactly what we need. Because peace, in this age, isn't given, it's chosen. There's another reason why stillness makes you strong. It builds presence. When you stop reacting, people start noticing. They sense your calm, even if you say nothing. And in a world where everyone's chasing attention, presence becomes rare and magnetic. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. When your thoughts, words, and actions move in harmony, you project something deeper than confidence, authority without force. That's why Stoics were respected even by their enemies. They radiated something unshakable, a quiet conviction that came from within. In modern life, this presence looks like self-trust. The coworker who never panics, the friend who listens before speaking, the partner who chooses grace over pride. We all want to be around people like that, because their calm makes us feel safe. It reminds us that strength doesn't need volume, and wisdom doesn't need display. Stillness isn't withdrawal. It's what happens when you're so grounded inside. The outside world can't pull you off center anymore. And maybe that's the lesson the world needs most right now. Because technology won't slow down. News won't stop shouting. People won't stop testing your peace. But you can choose stillness. You can practice what Marcus Aurelius practiced 2000 years ago. Start each day reminding yourself that chaos will come, and calm is your response, not your weakness. In a culture that glorifies the loud and reactive, be the one who moves slowly and deliberately. In a room full of noise, be the silence that everyone eventually turns to. Stillness doesn't make you invisible. It makes you inevitable. And the world always remembers those who could stay calm when everything else fell apart. Most people spend their lives reacting to words, to moods, to news, to things that don't even belong to them. We wake up and immediately hand our peace to the world, to the traffic, the inbox, the opinions of people we don't even like. Every notification becomes a command. Feel this, fear that, chase this, defend that. That's how power is lost. One small reaction at a time. Stoicism teaches the opposite path. It says, pause, observe, choose, because between stimulus and response, there's a space, and in that space lies your freedom. That idea isn't poetic. It's neurological. Every time you pause, your brain rewires. Your prefrontal cortex strengthens, the part responsible for judgment, patience, empathy. You stop being a slave to emotion and start becoming the master of your own mind. The transformation begins there, in silence. In that one deep breath before you answer, before you argue, before you let the noise decide who you'll be. That moment isn't weakness. That's the birthplace of power. But let's be honest. Calm doesn't come naturally. It's built, moment by moment, through practice and patience. In today's world, reacting is rewarded. The loudest voice gets heard, the angriest tweet gets shared, and the calmest mind, it's ignored until it's needed. In a country like Canada, where life looks peaceful from the outside, many people are quietly burning out inside. They smile through stress, hold it together for work. But when something small goes wrong, a delay, a disagreement, a harsh word, everything spills over. That's not weakness, that's overload. The mind can only hold so much noise before it breaks. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. That's why they practiced daily emotional cleansing, reflecting each night. What disturbed me today? Why did it disturb me? What could I do better tomorrow? It's not self-criticism, it's self-liberation. You learn to release instead of react, to understand instead of resist. And slowly, reaction turns into reflection, and reflection turns into strength. This transformation is visible. You see it in how calm people move, slower, more deliberate, like time obeys them. You hear it in their tone, measured, never rushed. You feel it in their energy, grounded, like gravity itself. That's not personality, that's training. Marcus Aurelius led armies and governed millions. But every morning, he reminded himself, today, I will meet arrogance, deceit, and ignorance, but they cannot harm my mind unless I allow them in. That's what made him powerful, not his empire, but his equilibrium. Modern leadership research says the same. The most effective leaders are not the loudest, but the ones who can regulate emotions under stress. In relationships, 2. The one who stays calm often guides the direction of the conflict. Because emotional control isn't about winning an argument. It's about preserving the relationship and your integrity. Calm doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring wisely. The truth is, calm people don't suppress their emotions. They structure them. They feel anger, but they let it pass before it poisons their words. They feel sadness, but they hold it gently, knowing it's part of being human. They feel fear, but they walk through it anyway. That's not detachment, that's mastery. And in a modern world obsessed with authenticity, we often mistake raw reaction for honesty. We call rage real and restraint fake. But ask yourself, who would you rather trust in a crisis? The one who panics loudly, or the one who moves quietly with purpose? Peaceful people are dangerous because they're prepared. They've already rehearsed the worst in their mind. So when it happens, they don't collapse, they adjust. They don't fight reality, they flow with it. And that makes them unpredictable, not to themselves, but to chaos. You'll know you've transformed when things that used to upset you now barely move you. When someone cuts you off in traffic and you just breathe. When someone insults you and you see pain behind their words instead of taking it personally. When plans fail, but you still find something to be grateful for. That's not spiritual talk. That's neurological growth. It means your brain has rewired. You are no longer living in reaction. You're living in response. People around you will notice the difference. Some will respect it. Some will test it. And some will quietly fear it. Because calmness exposes chaos. Don't let that change you. Keep being calm. Keep being kind. Your restraint is your rebellion against the culture of noise. And your peace is your quiet protest against the world's chaos. Transformation doesn't mean you become emotionless. It means your emotions start serving you instead of ruling you. You'll still feel anger, sadness, disappointment, but they no longer own you. You carry them with awareness, not attachment, and one day, you'll notice something subtle but profound. The world no longer provokes you the same way. You stop chasing people's approval. You stop defending every opinion. You stop fighting battles that don't need to be fought. You've moved from reaction to power. Not the power to control others, but the power to control yourself. That's the kind of strength the Stoics lived by, and that's the kind of strength our world needs more than ever. Quiet, rational, disciplined. Because when everyone else loses control, the calm one, the one who breathes, observes, and responds, becomes the leader, whether they want to or not. Let's make calm practical. The first Stoic tool is simple, but life-changing. It's called pause and observe. Every time you feel a rush of emotion, anger, fear, embarrassment, pause. Don't speak, don't act, just observe. Notice what's happening inside you like a scientist observing weather. There's heat in my chest, my jaw's tight, my thoughts are racing. That moment of awareness is everything. It separates the emotion from you. It reminds you that you have emotions, but you are not your emotions. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." So he paused before reacting to betrayal, criticism, even death. Try this in daily life. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Someone interrupts you in a meeting. Pause. Watch your reaction rise and fall. If you can master the pause, you've already begun mastering yourself. Because power doesn't begin with control over others. It begins with control over your next word, your next breath. The second practice is reflection, not self-blame, but self-clarity. Each night, before you sleep, take 5 minutes and ask yourself 3 questions. What disturbed my peace today? Why did it affect me? How can I respond better next time? This was Seneca's nightly ritual. He believed that self-examination turns chaos into wisdom. It's not about judging yourself. It's about understanding your triggers. In modern Canada, where most people end the day scrolling through their phones, this practice is revolutionary. You trade noise for awareness, distraction for clarity. Write your answers down. Even one sentence. You will start to notice patterns. Maybe certain people drain your energy. Maybe some environments trigger impatience. Once you see the pattern, you can change it. Reflection gives calm structure. It's like sweeping your mental floor before you sleep, so you don't carry yesterday's dust into tomorrow. The third Stoic technique sounds intimidating, but it's deeply freeing. It's called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It means visualizing what could go wrong, not to be negative, but to be ready. Before a big day, an interview, a meeting, or a difficult talk. Close your eyes and imagine every possible setback, the delay, the rejection, the mistake, the awkward silence. Then tell yourself, if this happens, I will stay calm. If it doesn't, I'll be grateful. This simple exercise removes fear's power, because fear thrives in surprise, not in preparation. Epictetus said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When you've already faced discomfort in your mind, you stop fearing it in real life. This practice is especially powerful in a place like Canada, where life seems stable, yet unexpected stress hits hard. Job loss, isolation, sudden change. When you prepare the mind for turbulence, you sail through storms with grace. The fourth practice is silence as power. In a noisy world, silence is currency. The less you react, the more people reveal themselves. When someone provokes you, don't rush to fill the silence. Let it hang. The space makes others confront their own emotions. Seneca called this the art of delaying anger. He said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." In modern workplaces, silence often feels awkward, but that's exactly why it works. It shows composure. It signals that you think before you speak. And it teaches others how to treat you. Every time you choose silence over impulse, you reinforce self-control like a muscle. Silence doesn't mean you don't care. It means you refuse to waste energy where it won't create peace. Remember, words can win arguments, but silence wins respect. The last practice is called daily grounding. Anchoring yourself in the present moment before the world begins each morning. Before touching your phone, pause for 1 minute. Breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your feet on the floor. Remind yourself, I control my mind. I control my reaction. This simple ritual reclaims your day before the noise steals it. Marcus Aurelius started each morning by reminding himself that challenges were coming, and that calm would be his response. He didn't hope for an easy day. He prepared for a strong one. Try this for 1 week. Just 1 minute of grounding each morning. You'll notice your days feel slower, lighter, more intentional. Because peace isn't something you find. It's something you practice every sunrise. So, what have we really learned? That calm is not the absence of emotion. It's the mastery of emotion. That silence is not weakness, it's precision. That peace is not escape, it's alignment. We began with a simple truth. The calmest people are the most misunderstood. But now, you can see why. They're not ignoring the world. They're just no longer ruled by it. From Marcus Aurelius to modern neuroscience. One message echoes through time. The one who stays calm controls the situation, not by dominance, but by presence. You've learned the pause and observe technique, how one breath can shift your brain, the reflection habit, how nightly awareness clears emotional clutter, the premeditatio malorum, how visualizing problems removes their sting, the silent response, how restraint commands respect, and the daily grounding, how stillness each morning reshapes your entire day. These are not theories, they're living tools, ancient wisdom tested in modern chaos, and when you practice them, you don't just feel better, you become better, calmer, clearer, stronger. So why are peaceful people the most dangerous ones? Because they can't be controlled. You can't buy their attention. You can't guilt their silence. You can't threaten their peace. They operate from a deeper foundation, inner stability. They've fought invisible wars inside themselves and come out calm. They've faced rejection, anger, fear, and learned that none of it defines them. And when someone is no longer controlled by fear, anger, or pride, They become something rare, free. That's what true danger looks like. Not the kind that destroys, but the kind that endures. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that stays. Peaceful people are dangerous because they remind the world that noise isn't power, calm is. They don't react, they respond. They don't seek revenge, they rebuild. They don't fight the world, they master themselves, and in doing so, they expose what most people spend their lives avoiding, the truth that control over the self is. The ultimate form of freedom. As you leave this video, remember this: the calm you admire in others can be built within you. It's not reserved for monks, philosophers, or people who have it all together. It's for anyone willing to pause, reflect, and breathe before reacting. Peace is a daily choice, a practice that turns pain into patience and chaos into clarity. So the next time someone tests your peace, smile gently. That's your chance to practice mastery, to rise above, not by force, but by stillness. Because strength that's loud fades quickly, but strength that's calm lasts forever. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to StoicCraft, where we explore not how to escape life, but how to face it like a Stoic, calm, wise, and unshakable. And before you go, ask yourself this: what if the calmest version of me is also the strongest version of me? You already know the answer. Now it's time to live it.